we are here to launch a national program. We are here to reaffirm our commitment to building a future where science, technology, and innovation are really part of our DNA, but also are transformers of who we are as a country and are really stimulators of what we do in growing our economy. Minister, I could not agree with you more about the area of how do we make science an annual. One of the things that I have worked on in my life before I was minister was going the length and breadth of our continent and talking about the issue of STEM and how it works together for all of us as Africans and how we can be able to collaborate with business. One of the things I talk about, Honorable Minister, I was talking about this just a couple of years again before I got this particular job is, why are we not prepared? Where is the issue for us to be able as government and business to be able to really plan for our countries and to plan for the continent and to collaborate and to not become these Africans who are using the borders that were set before by others to be separate? How are we working together to be able to really see how we use science, technology, engineering, and maths to change our continent? The areas where we have really not been able to do well, Minister, is in the area of our mining space. It is very sad that to this very day in 2026, we still talk about beneficiation of our own minerals that the good Lord gave us is being done elsewhere, and we are still sending raw materials at the highest level being concentrate. None of us have done any bites, none of us have done any breakdowns of our minerals to usable technology. I always ask the question, Honorable Minister, to say, if we knew that COVID was coming, how would we have prepared? I can guarantee you would have tried much better than the way that we are preparing for technology. I said in Dubai, one of my biggest concerns, Honorable Minister and guests, is if Africa does not really hurry up and catch up in the area of science and technology, we face the real threat of being digital slaves. There's a point right now you can walk into a bank and still talk to a teller. There's a point right now you can walk into an institution and still talk to a human being. We're going very quickly into an era where you can only talk to a machine. You can only use a machine to access services, be they healthcare, be they education. How do we ensure that as Africans, we have been part of that contribution? We have had centuries of being the leaders in science. We are the original scientists. Be it pyramids, we are the original scientists. Be it writing, be it mathematics, we are the original scientists. Even the curing of people, we are the original scientists. Even what people eat, what you see today, is that the world is now moving away from all the fast food that we currently have in the Western world and looking to the food that we were originally eating and currently eat for the curing of the body, for curing of diseases, for ensuring that we have long lives. What are we doing to be able to say, as Africans, we're going to be part of the production system, not the consumption system? What are we doing as Africans to ensure that we're not always seen as aid recipients, but part of aid givers, being able to be seen as people who are part of those who deserve to sit at the table because they deserve to be at the table and not where they have to be begging to be at the table? I look at science and innovation, Minister, and I say to myself, as I look at the young people who are my wonderful friends, what a great time to be alive. What an amazing time to be alive. But also, what a scary time to be alive if you're not prepared. How are you as students preparing yourselves for the future? You will see that as the Ministry of ICT, we're working very hard to be able to see how we can give you opportunities for you to access the world. I hope all of you sitting here have been able to access the coding and the AI free programs that we've been able to get for you, because our goal is to have 300,000 EmaSwati being coders, having access to understanding AI. And we hope to have this, Honorable Minister, from the early ages. We don't want people to just come across these as they're going to university. Like most African countries, Honorable Minister, we have 70% of our population being 35 years and under. We seem to not be able to appreciate this, as our former speakers are saying, as a treasure that we need to mine and be able to produce solutions for our continent. As Africans, I think that it's time for us to really focus on collaborating and not looking at our differences, because I think the systems of colonization and the systems of apartheid and the systems of all sorts of discrimination have taught us very well, even when the master has left the building, to still look at each other as different, to still abuse each other, to still not see each other as valuable, to still not see each other as those who are responsible for our own fate, that we seem to still be waiting for someone to come and save the day. I hope, Honorable Minister, that as we have signed all kinds of agreements with you, they don't just live on paper, but they're able to be extended to be real programs that can really change the lives of our African people. I also hope, Honorable Minister, that we can be our African brothers and sisters that we have to invest first. We tend to go outside our continent looking for investment, and yet we do have the money to be able to invest. I do believe that as African leaders, if you just look at the numbers, the money that we use, Honorable Minister, to corruption, that amount of money would make a great investment in our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We do have to look at corruption as treasonous. We do have to look at corruption as a thief to our current futures. We do need to look at corruption as something that is stealing from our continent. Technology, Honorable Minister, can ensure we have food security, can ensure that we feed the world, can ensure that we have a healthy citizenship, a citizenry, to ensure that we're digitized in a manner that looks at solutions that work for us and not those imposed on us. To have digitization that has been built and produced and secured and implemented and managed by our own youth, by our own people. To look at those solutions that come from the West and be able to see what they're doing and then improve on it for our own people. To open up opportunities for those who are young, to ensure that women are not left behind, that girls are not left behind, that the disabled are not left behind. Honorable Minister, I want to be able to emphasize the issue of collaboration. Not just speaking about it at conferences, not just speaking about it when we have meetings, but really having action around our collaboration. I am so proud that we are talking today about being able to work together in extending what we do as countries, but I think we need to take this to our SADC partners and to also take this to our African Union partners. We need to have a sense of urgency, Honorable Minister, in being able to see that in the next 5 years, if Africa is not part of the solution, Africa will be a digital slave. I had the opportunity, Minister, to go to Japan and to go to Silicon Valley before I had this job. And there's a city of the future in Silicon Valley. And I saw all the things that were happening there, and I was on one side excited about the future, but also very concerned about where we sit in it. The future has been determined already for the world. Digital banking has been determined for the world. Digitization has been determined for the world. And when you look at where they have all the countries and where they've put all the developments, our continent is dark. And all you see there is them looking at us as the place to get the minerals to be able to continue to grow their own economies. Perhaps we can sit here and say, well, we blame apartheid, well, we blame colonization. Absolutely. These have played a major role in our lack of development. But when does the time come when we stand up and we say, now we do it for ourselves? When does the time come when we say we are able to use our own minerals and have laws, Senator, that say that you cannot come into our country and take our minerals without us participating. You cannot come into our country and take our minerals without us being the one to tell you how to be able to use it. When does the time come for us to have enough power in our own countries to be able to process these minerals, add the value, and be able to sell them at a higher price? When does the time come when we are able to be on a map in the world and be lit up like every other continent? The power, Honorable Minister, in our hands. The time for us to say or keep saying, well, you know what they did? Yes, they did a lot. But now the time for us, Honorable Minister, is to say, we are now in charge of our continent. We are now brothers and sisters with no borders. We are now the people who will be able to be responsible for our future. I would love for us to be able to say, we did not waste the time. We will not have time for regret. That as we are making these speeches, you young people can run faster than we can. That you're able to see that what we're doing every single day is to ensure that you have a future, but also we want you to participate in that future, that we don't only tell you what to do, but we are partners with you in the growth of this economy in Eswatini as well as the African continent. I would like to just end by saying the time to act, honorable ministers, young people, and everybody in the room is now. As you said, Minister, we will not be sitting in these positions forever. We are going very soon. We leave all these opportunities to the young people of our respective countries and of our wonderful, wonderful continent. As we officially open this Science Month, I want everybody here to think, where will we be in 5 years as a continent? Because the change is drastic. We want to be able to be part of the change whilst we are still keeping our cultures. We cannot afford to let the space of digitization steal our culture and let us be no identity. But if we are the ones who are creating our own science and technology processes, we will ensure that we are building them with ourselves in mind to our own solutions and not looking just to be consumers. I'm hopeful that in 5 years' time, as we look back, we can say we're a different Eswatini, where everybody has an opportunity to work if they've got the capacity, where everybody has a patronage to the country, that we are Africans who want the best for Africa, that we are Africans who are able to do and not consume, just Africans who are looking to really be in the world where we're participating and producing and availing ourselves as those who can give to others, not only those who have a hand out and always looking to receive and always reading. That we can be part of a contributing factor to the world. And that you young people can be part of what we do, but most importantly, we can be part of what you are about to achieve for the world.